Hello and welcome to Access Chat. I'm delighted that we're joined today by Dulal. Dulal is joining us from Bangladesh. Dulal has recently been appointed as the CEO of Disabled Persons International. He's a globally respected disability rights leader, and Disabled Persons International is one of the world's most influential cross-disability organizations. So we're delighted to have you with us today, Dulal. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and also DPI, because we're really interested for our audience to know about the work that you're doing with DPI.
Thank you very much. And good evening from Bangladesh, and good morning to you in the United States. And my sincere thanks to Deborah Rue, the founder of Billion Strong, for connecting me here with Access Chat, and thank you, Neil and Santios. I was actually born in 1960 in the southern region of Bangladesh, respectable family. When I was 15 and a student of secondary school, I fell from tree and narrowly escaped death by the grace of Almighty Allah. The accident left me also in coma 42 days, and it takes recovery of me 7 long years. Today, I live with physical disability and use wheelchair. During those difficult days, my mother always, her name is Noor Nahar Begum, prayed tirelessly for me. She obtained said, "O Allah, create a way for my helpless child." I love my mother deeply, and she is very special in my life. And she is now 80 years old and still pray for me every day. I'm married also, and my wife is also a person with disabilities. She has a severe disability, and together we are blessed with the 2 sons who do not have disabilities. They are handsome, kind-hearted, and well educated, and we are very proud of them. 1978, while I was still undergoing treatment, I opened a small shop in my community for income. At the same time, I was also doing Diganto Muzlish. It is a youth organization in my community where I am one of the founding initiators. I volunteer in various government announced programs in my village, such as I teach the illiterate elderly people through non-formal education and plant trees, helping canals for rice to grow the rice plantation in my community, and raise awareness for dowry-free marriage for 4 girls in 4 families. Similarly, at the time, I felt a strong calling to do something meaningful for others who live with disabilities, as I do. But I had not yet found at that time, to do same thing as I desired into do. But in 1983, I came to Dhaka, it's the capital city of Bangladesh, from my village to participate in chess tournament. And I was, I love to play chess, and consult with doctor in a better hospital about my health. In the tournament, I received the first prize. I am the winner of the first prize and receive award from the ceremony, where I meet with a representative of the Swedish Free Mission. And this mission representative offered me a job in his mission-funded plastic industry. This is very fast plastic industry in Bangladesh established at that time, namely Maitri Shilpo, which works to promote employment of persons with disabilities. I agreed with his proposal and I started a job as colorist in his industry in Tongi industrial area, run under the management of the Social Welfare Department of Bangladesh government, a program which was funded by the Swedish Free Mission. In the industry, I found unethical practice and discrimination that affect the staff with disabilities. So I protested against the unethical practice and corruption of the management. And due to this, my life was threatened. And I was mentally harassed and physically tortured also when I go from the office to my bachelor quarter. I mean, I am the single at that time. So, and the local, grand stars, they are actually harass me. I submit written demand and complaint to higher authorities afterward with evidence to stop the corruption and unethical practice of the management. No major action were taken by the authority of the management. So in
Dulal,
1985, gaining new insights and clarity and confidence, I saw a strong reason to establish an organization led by persons with disabilities of all types. At that time, I was very crazy. You know, it looks like I will keep someone to, change the whole society like that. I have such type of kind of also some arrogancy also I have. I have some like of commitment to do change that. So I found the BPKS, namely Bangladesh Pratibandhi Kalyan Samiti. It is a cross disability organization in Bangladesh, and then with my personal fund, my personal money, I was began serving volunteer in its as secretary general. During this period, I continued my government job from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And from 5 to p.m., I dedicated myself to BPKS. I spent every
Dulal,
holiday fully engaged in BPKS. BPKS means the organization established. Since day I founded the organization, I have never had a moment to took back. I have no time at that time actually. So continue working non-stopping. From
Dulal,
1986 to 1994, I was involved as an advisor to the regional council consisting of the trade unions about the 384 industrial establishment in the area where I do the job. I had the opportunity to visit various industries to participate in the event organized by those trade unions during this time. I spoke at the about the 100 of event. With this capacity, my advocacy work arranged job 36 disabled people in different industries, including telephone Shilpa Sanstha, in English Telephone Industry Corporation. This success has encouraged me, given me further strength, further
Dulal,
confidence to work
Dulal.
to hard.
We want to ask you some questions.
Was just finished on the
Very
first
good.
part so that I was given the but it's okay.
So, Dulal, tell us how you have an amazing story that you have just talked to us about. What led to you moving into DPI? And was DPI already an organization that you knew about?
Thank you very much. It is a excellent question. It is also is a very important question. I want to say that BPCAS, the organization I established in Bangladesh, this organization is the member of the DPI in Bangladesh. So DPI has a about 140 member country in whole world. And this organization, this DPI, actually, I'm the elected world president of Disabled Peoples International. I'm not the chief executive officer. I'm the world president of the Disabled Peoples International. So this organization actually established in 1981, and this organization work for the till then it is a work for for the disabled people in the whole world. It is initially it was established in Canada, and one of the founder is Henry Ans in Canada. That till then, Canadian government was support this DPI for global action. And it was its headquarter also in Canada. It was registered in Canada. And DPI is promoted actually for the person with disabilities and contributing the different milestones, including the UNCRPD. UNCRPD was done under leadership of the DPI. DPI was the leader, I mean, the lead the whole alliance outside of the
Wow.
UN. And I was also involved in the initial dialogue with the Mexico, and to because one of the nation needed to propose UN for any UN convention if required. So
Right. And I believe
with
we've
this
got all of the
organization,
countries. Didn't we get all the countries signed? I think all the countries signed this,
no, it is. I think it was
except like
signed about more than 160 country already,
right,
and
right, which is
it is
amazing.
ratified also in a similar number. It is in the available. The data is available if you search in the UN's name of the
Right.
UNCRPD.
Well, I thought you were partway through, so I think it's fantastic work that the organisations have done to contribute to the sort of policy formation and bring the countries together, because we need that convening, and we need the conventions to be the framework for inclusion. After the UNCRPD had been signed up to, and most countries, not all, have ratified it, what were the next things that your organization then focused on to put the convention into action?
DPI role is basically, it is the international civil society organization, and DPI also hold the consultative status with the United Nations. And so it has the 6 regional office, it has the national assemblies. So through this, DPI role is to advocate in national level and also regional level, international level, to accelerate the signing process of the UNCRPD of the different country, and ratification also, and also to accelerate the implementation of the UNCRPD. And UNCRPD not independently able to implement in respective country. They need to draft in their own, law in considering the context of the nation. So they develop their own act, own law. So based on the UNCRPD. Okay. So UNCRPD, we have in Bangladesh like a Disabled People's Rights and Protection Act 2130, which is endorsed the UNCRPD. By that law, UNCRPD is also endorsed. So that is the role of the DPI. That is the one of the policy level. Okay. And similarly, DPI role is to promote the employability for disabled people, promote the accessibility for the disabled people. The things like, whole world now you see the awareness regarding the person with disabilities. How it happened? It has happened because of the DPI. DPI impact is huge. United States itself is, involved. Obama administration was signed the UNCRPD. That I think it's a huge, huge
Yeah.
engagement. 1.3 billion people of the world with disabilities.
Minimum.
It's unbelievable. And till now, for this number of people, world is not utilized $100 million for the disabled people. I'm very ashamed for that to say. 1.3 billion people, world not use $100 million. It's
Yeah. It
surprising.
is.
And
It
it's,
is. It
it's
is. It's
impossible.
discouraging.
We all civil society organization in the world is struggling because of the funding. We work with our own blood, our own sense, our own commitment, own energy. Nobody is contributing. Most of the government not care. This number of people, but government enjoy our tax. We pay the
No,
tax.
of
They
course they
enjoy it.
enjoy our
Oh, right.
Their tax. They
taxes.
enjoy our tax. They enjoy our vote.
Contributions.
They enjoy our, we are disciplined people in the whole globe. We are not, yet we are not say things against of the government so severely. We don't say severely
No.
anything in the
Right. And we see what happens when the governments go out of control. The United States is a perfect example of that. Antonio, did you want to come in and talk to Dulal?
Yes, and uh, I'm very interested on the aspects of education and employment. So I would like you to tell us, particularly in Bangladesh, what is the actual expectations for a family with a child with a disability? What are the education expectations that family and that child can have? And also, how are business preparing themselves for the digital side of accessibility for people in Bangladesh who want to buy online? And Are the sites accessible? How is accessibility actually? What is the current status of accessibility within Bangladesh?
There is several things in relation of the any public service, including the education. In my country, most of the facilities is not accessible, frankly speaking. What we achieve in Bangladesh, I tell you, we achieve the policy in Bangladesh. Most of the stakeholders, they have the awareness regarding the person with disabilities. And thirdly, we have the several organization of person with disabilities in Bangladesh. They are very dedicated and active in the country. And that is we have the network, and one of the network is the National Alliance of the Disabled People's Organization. I am the president of that too. So these are the achievement, and these are the things we have the progress in the country. We don't have the accessibility. Our teacher has no understanding about the how to handle, how to manage the person with disabilities in public school. We don't have proper professional in the country. We don't have any center of excellence in the country, and we don't have any even the pregnant woman with wheelchair admitted in the hospital for you know in that case, she don't have her bed for stay in the hospital. The accessible facilities is not even there. And even we have the more than 3 million, about 3 million hearing with disabilities. None of the doctor, none of the health professional in the country understand their language. They don't have sign language interpreter in the health institution. So what the hearing with disabilities say, nobody understand. What is his health problem? What is his disease? What is his pain? What level of pain? Where is the pain? The people don't understand, So this is in Bangladesh is a big problem. This is, as I said other day, I said that it's uncomparable. I mean, we may compare with US, that is in number. Our number with disabilities is higher than bigger number in compare with the developed country to the in Asia Pacific region, about 70% population with disabilities are live in the Asia Pacific region. And in Bangladesh, about, as per WHO and World Bank said, that is the 16% population with disabilities are in Bangladesh. So their
I don't think
education.
we really know the numbers. I think we just don't know the numbers. We haven't done, census everywhere. And of course, this is about not just the US, this is about everybody globally.
The issue is that everybody around the world measures disability differently. So
True,
if
sadly.
there's a census in Portugal and a census in Spain, the questions will be different, and
You're right.
so the answers. So it's very difficult to assess. There's no universal way across the different census to coordinate and to lead to similar data. So it's very challenging to have that data right.
Yeah, and there's so many countries that don't do census at all. So
Yeah.
we don't even have data for a lot of the countries.
Yeah. Absolutely. If we take neurodivergence as an example, many countries don't consider different neurotypes to be a disability. They might consider them to be mental health issues. They may consider that not to be classified as a disability. So those classifications of disability are different. And especially with hidden disabilities, the access and neurodivergent conditions and mental health conditions, access to diagnosis is really a challenge even in the global north, let alone the global south. So the figures are best an estimate.
I agree.
But we do know there's a huge population of people out there.
Right. And I know when I was teaching in Singapore, I was surprised that they did not, at the time, I don't know that it's changed, I haven't heard that it is, but they don't include little people in their disability definition. So, and of course, that's what you were trying to do, Dulal, when we were trying to get all the countries to adopt the UN CRPD, because then we can all agree on a definition. I know the states signed it, but we did not ratify it. And our reasoning was political, of course, but also because we have the Americans with Disabilities Act, but we don't comply with the Americans with Disabilities Act in the US, generally across the board. So it just really is. It is a big issue. Dulal, what are your hopes for where we could go with inclusion of people with disabilities, especially making sure that people with disabilities are leading the way forward. And it is always fun and interesting when we're talking about, as Neil said, hidden disabilities and invisible disabilities, because sometimes we think we're not being represented, but we might be, because 70% of the disabilities are going to be invisible. So it's just a little tricky ourselves. But yeah, what do you think, Dulal?
You know, what I understand that 1.3 billion people we are in the world, and this number is not just the 1.3 billion. Accommodate within the 50% world population. I mean, 1.3 billion means that into 3 or 4. So if you add father, mother, or another brother, sister, or husband, or wife, if you add, then this number is increased, reach up to the 50% population, So without this number of people, the world is not able to move. World is not, right now it is not move appropriately. World is not able to achieve its own vision. World is not able to achieve the sustainable development goal, not really resilient society, what UN said. I want to use that terminology. But the world expecting that disabled people society should be inclusive. Inclusiveness
Right.
is not possible without empowerment of person with disabilities. I decide whether I am the inclusive with your action or not. Who you are tell me is you design a plan that is inclusive for me. You see, someone designed plan and said, this is the inclusive plan. But I am not there. I'm not participating in that plan. I'm not talking that plan. I'm not given contribution. And nobody is consult with me. And whether I love the white.
Mhm. Yeah, we got to rethink the money and the way the money's. Yeah, and we're seeing that. We're seeing that. Yeah, I agree. And Dulal, I would just say that, just to be fair to funders, I think that they have tried to do that. And as you had said also, Dulal, there are groups that say, oh, yeah, we're supporting people with disabilities, but they're not really. And I understand sometimes an organization gets in a point where you really are trying to survive. And right now, just for example, in the United States, where we've cut all these programs, not that it's just about the United States. There should be other countries heavily funding too, even though it's horrible what's happened in the United States. But I think it's already being done. We can't do anything about it. But I think the opportunity is for us to really rethink how this is working, because it is not, after so much money has been spent, the reality is we are still not being meaningfully included. I know we know that. That's one reason why we all have to come together and really support each other. And it can't be about any one organization. I mean, I've got Billion Strong. You're supporting DPI, but it really is about us coming together in different ways and looking at what worked and what didn't work. But the confusion, the corruption, it's so frightening how bad it. But I know we're almost out of time, Dulal. But can you tell? I'll turn it back over to you, Neil. But we definitely would like you to tell the audience how they can find out more about DPI, how they could support it, join it, make sure that they have the website. And I know we want to thank our sponsor too. But Neil, let me turn it back to you.
Well, Dulal, please tell us what your web address is and how people can get in touch, and then I'll obviously thank our sponsors. So how do people find DPI, Dulal, if they wish to contribute to your cause directly? Of course. Mm-hmm. So thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure to hear about all of the work you're doing. So just to repeat, it's dpi.org to find the holding page for all of the local organizations. So if people want to find out about their local organization, they go to the members page on that website and they can see the national organizations. Thank you, Dulal. I also wish to thank our friends at Amazon for supporting us and keeping us on air. And we look forward to being able to share this episode with all of our audience. Thank you once again. It's been a real pleasure to meet you. Yeah, thank you.